pool for that big old Alcazar hotel still exists? Well, you bet it does. Well, they've drained it. Today it's home to the Cafe Alcazar. In fact, here to our left is one end of that swimming pool. Ooh, what do we have coming up to our left? A parking lot. And to our right, a parking lot. But wait, what were they in 1889 when the place was a hotel? Well, they weren't parking lots. We didn't have any cars back then. But they were open areas. Open area to our left, those were the tennis courts for the hotel. Yes, the outdoor tennis courts. Open area to our right, that's where they're testing out a newfangled invention. Nursing, in fact, their first skin knee is a device they've been recently invented and introduced to the American public, known simply as a bicycle. Yep, I think you're beginning to see there really is indeed a lot of history here in St. Augustine. I'll bet you didn't realize we played a pivotal role in the early struggles of the Civil Rights Movement. Many of the original demonstrations and marches were first staged right here in St. Augustine. In fact, Dr. Martin Luther King was a frequent visitor here, visiting many of the families here. I will say that about every major American city has a road named in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King, but you know, I wonder how many of those cities can actually boast the fact that the road that they named for Dr. King actually walked up and down numerous times during his life? Well, we can make that claim, and guess what? We're about ready to cross that road right here and right now. Yep, a lot of history here. Years. Today it's an office complex for various concerns. Oh, by the way, it still bears the name Carcaba or Carcaba, depending on your pronunciation of it all. And us turning this corner represents quite a milestone in our journey to the San Sebastian Winery. Thing is, the folks at the winery offer a free factory tour and a free wine tasting, and well, come on, didn't Mom always say you can't beat free at any price? Well, you know what? She was absolutely correct. And the thing is, the folks at the San Sebastian offer an entertaining look at the world of wine, and you know what? I think that is absolutely key. If you look ahead to our right over the parking lot there's the building for itself. A three-story affair, in fact, the top floor of which is an open atrium. And on the weekends, they have a live band up there, libations flowing freely, food. Oh yeah, quite a wonderful way to while away the afternoon and evening hours at old St. Augieville. Hey, got an idea. We're here. Why don't I pull up in front? I'm sure I have some music that'll go along with this that they make us play. As I pull up here, give a little ring-ding-ding of the bell. Announce this, my friends, is indeed our stop for the San Sebastian Winery. Pull up the sectional sofa and watch the big screen TV. This, my friends, is Cooley Stables. Happens to be the oldest operating livery in North America, and that's no joke. No, there is no big screen TV in the barn. They took it out after catching simply as 115 Bridge. Less traveled than St. George Street. Many fine shops, bistros, places to explore. One of the wonderful places to explore is here to our left, the Spanish Military Hospital Museum. If you ever wondered what it would have been like to be a doctor, even a patient back in colonial days, I'd find no better place to send you to begin your research than right there. Also, it's the spot for wonderful goodies, that's for sure, for lunch, dinner. Smells good. Coming up to our right, this big white building is the boyhood home of General Kirby Smith. Today's the reference library for the city of St. Augustine. Want to research anything about our foundings? Chances are these fine folks have the original documents. And if anybody can answer me why folks would want to park a car on a one-lane street. But we have no end of takers. That's okay. I guess that's why they make insurance companies, right? And there's our stop for Amelie Street. In fact, you might notice we're right across from the Jimenez Fania house here to our right. Had he been a visitor back in colonial days, chances are that might have been the inn that you would have stayed at. Today it's a museum where people come to see him. Now, obviously, you see how narrow the streets are here in the oldest part of town. Not exactly conducive to parking. Or to driving, come to think of it. At East Street here is so narrow, I have to get about 10 foot of the nose of my train through the middle of this next intersection before I can even tell if there's another vehicle coming in opposing direction. And it looks like we've made it today. Wall to our right, that's Coquina, up close and personal. That wall originally surrounded a convent. 9 nuns were sent from France to teach the Indian enslaved children the ways of Christianity today. 90 nuns reside behind those walls. They run the Father Miguel Larrey Museum, as well as a retirement center. And that retirement center is located directly behind these gated portals here, immediately down to my right. French soldiers establishing a fort in this town here. Took his men around those Frenchmen and gave them an ultimatum. And that very simply was, convert Christianity, give your allegiance to Spain, or face the sword. 175 French Protestants that fine day met their maker, and said this water ran red. Now the Indians have a little different name for this body of water. To be very honest with you, I can't pronounce it, but the translation is simple enough for me. It's dolphins in play, and already I know I like that translation a whole lot. St. Augustine Lighthouse. Now, painted the way it is, it can be seen and identified 18 miles out to sea by day, and because of its peculiar flashing light pattern, which is every 30 seconds, it can be seen and identified 26 miles out to sea at night. Lighthouses all along the coast and even in and around the Great Lakes all have a different paint pattern, a different flash pattern. That's so they can be seen and identified one from another. Simple system, really. One that works pretty well, provided, of course, you have the correct charts on board. It makes all the difference in the world. Coming up to our right, very interesting vessel in port there. Yep, that's a pirate vessel, the Black Raven. You know they offer excursions around beautiful Matanzas Bay? Think about it. Why not live life under sail? You hoist the main, you trim the jib, you walk the yard arm. As long as you don't walk the plank, I think you'll have an absolutely wonderful sailing experience. And speaking of sailing experiences and all the watery stuff, how about if we stop in our own marina station? Well, we don't keep sailboat masts here, we do keep golf clubs. And of course, that makes no sense either until you realize this is also where we keep Bayfront Golf, Florida's oldest putt-putt golf course. Named from those 2 beautifully carved Carrera marble lions that stand there at the base of the bridge, both port and starboard, or left and right, depending on how you look at it. Original bridge was built in 1926, but about 6 years ago, it underwent a 5-year-long total renovation. 30% of the original 1926 bridge remains in that construction. The rest is all new, but aesthetically, it looks exactly the way it was supposed to look back when it was originally designed in 1926. Aesthetically, it looks that way. However, state-of-the-art mechanics operate the mechanism. It was a hassle, and they were building that bridge or redoing that bridge traffic-wise, but it was worth it. We've got a beautiful bayfront here. In fact, if you get a chance to walk along the promenade here to our right, and I invite you to do so, keep your eye to the water, because chances are you're going to see dolphin out there, and I'm not kidding about that. I sail these waters frequently. Trust me, there are indeed plenty of bottlenose dolphin out there. By the way, all along the promenade is where the horses and carriages line up. If you ever wanted to engage a horse and a carriage for a little trip around St. Augustine, you know what? This would be the ideal place to do just exactly that, all along the bayfront. As for us, our next step is going to be the Castillo San Marcos, the oldest stone masonry object in North America, the fort that's never been taken in battle. By the way, it happens to be a national park, so if you have a national park pass, a golden eagle, that kind of thing, show it, smile, and keep on walking. They'll let you right in. Now, this building looks to you like it was painted white. Guess what? It really was. Painted to resemble the Spanish battle flag you see flying above it. In other words, the building is white, turrets are red, with psychological warfare at its finest. And this, my friends, our stop for the Castillo San Marcos.